Hey guys, this is Nefarious411 with episode 25 of my Monster Feed the Beast server play series. So in the previous episodes, we were playing around with automating some of the applied energistics using the Ender IO smelter and Sagmel. In between episodes, I haven't done a lot. I did create more capacitor banks, and it looks like it can handle, how many is this? 12? At least 12. I haven't created any more. I should probably do this in a creative world just to see how many of these capacitor banks I can actually put together. But as you can see, it's holding 60 million RF. I think this will do very well whenever it comes to all of the ore processing, things like that. I might take into consideration the power that's going into it. I don't know, because I'm not on the server all the time. So while I'm on the server, I'm almost certain that 60 million RF will be able to satisfy everything that I need, but we never know. If we start seeing a deficit in the amount of energy that's stored in here, then we'll probably need to upgrade. I think if I jump down here, I think we're just running off of 2 lava generators, right? So that's not going to be adding power very fast because each one of these is 80 RF per tick. And I put this monitor here. I crafted this a couple of episodes ago for the power monitor, and it's able to tell me how much storage is actually in the capacitor bank, how many machines are connected to this line, and how much machine buffers there are. I put the octatic capacitor in most of my machines. I do not have an easy way to get up there, so let me break a couple of these blocks. Most of the other machines over here do have the octatic capacitor. That'll make it store a lot more energy, like 1 million RF per machine, and it'll allow these machines to work quite a bit faster. But I don't think this is actually working correctly. It's showing a transfer over a 5-second period, about 108 RF per tick. I'm thinking this might be broken. I don't know, because it's not telling me out of what. I'm assuming just out of all of the available storage that we have. So in between episodes, I also played around with these enhanced energy conduits. I created some of these, and they transfer over 5,000 RF per tick, and it looks like they do connect to existing. So I went ahead and ran a new line just to see how it would behave to this line of machines over here. And this is going to be where I'm going to do all of my AE crafting. That way they're available. I set one of these alloy smelters to alloys only, and this one is furnace mode. So I put the alloy patterns for this one and the normal encoded pattern for the glass on this one. Whenever I was trying to make ME cables, it uses glass, and I still had it in I think it was all smelting mode. So then whenever I put sand in there, it actually created something different, which is quite clear glass. I have not played around with this. It does look like it's extremely clear glass. And just like the Tinker's Construct clear glass, whenever I break it, it doesn't destroy the block. And this is directly from sand. So if I come over here to that's furnace mode, so alloys only. Okay, so apparently that works with alloys only. Oop, it grabbed it before I could. So I might play around with this. I mean, I like connected textures on glass. I don't know, I haven't tried it with a saw yet to see if it'll do multi-block. Oh, apparently you can convert it directly to regular glass, so that's actually kind of cool. Okay, so it doesn't support being cut with a saw. I don't know. I might play around with it. I like the clear glass look. But let me show you also what I did. I created these different patterns for energetic alloy, vibrant alloy, and pulsating iron. And all of those are going to be needed for things like the enhanced energy conduit. And I created these pulsating iron nuggets from the pulsating iron. And that was used, I think it was for this one. Yes, to create the item conduit from Ender.io. There's also this other one, which is empowered. Since it uses the entire ingot instead of the nuggets, I'm assuming this will just transfer a lot faster. I haven't played around with it. Might do that off camera just to see how much faster. But these are pretty cool. Let's see, do I have these on me? So I think for the episode today, I might go ahead and start working on the ore processing as it comes in from the ender chest. I went ahead and grabbed everything out of my ender chest and put it in this chest over here because while I'm working with the transfer cables, or the item, what are these, item conduits, it'll get sucked out of my ender chest immediately. I don't think my quarry's running anymore. I'll have to check it. It's been a few days since I've been on the server to record. But let me go ahead and place one of those there. And this has got, it has directionality. So you can see that this one's going to be extracting and this side is also extracting. But I could put it on insert mode. So if I right click, maybe closer, you can see that it's on insert mode, and this also has channels. So I'm assuming that you can run multiple channels on the same item conduit line. So if I had multiple chests up here and some of them are extracting on channel green, some are brown, blue, purple, blah, 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 it will be able to transfer it to the appropriate end location. I don't think I actually need that for this one. So let me cycle back to green, make sure that works. I don't have a octadic capacitor in this one yet. And as you can see, I did practice saying that word, octadic. I still don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but at least I don't fumble around every time I think of the item. But if I put in cobblestone in here, you can see that it's not getting pulled out. See, because by default, it's on active with signal. So if I turn that, oh, never active, that's kind of cool, or always active, it will always pull out, and you can see that it deposits my sand in there. Very nice. I'm actually curious if I can do an in and out. Wonder what that does. So my line of thought, there's a zombie somewhere. I wonder if I would be able to take these conduits. It doesn't look like I have the ability to change the output to a different channel. I think that would have been pretty cool. Sticky mode. I don't know what sticky mode is. I might have to do a little bit of self-feed. Well, that's kind of interesting. So I'm assuming if I put in cobble, can you grind sand down any further? Yes. Okay, so that did not work. Self-feed. I was wondering if it had the ability to pull out the items and push them back in, but that doesn't look like the case, unless I'm just doing it from the wrong side. I don't know if the these machines can pull out from the top. So let me change this to extract, and let me change this side. I think I can also click it here. Yeah, with the crescent hammer you can change its mode. So if I put in piece of cobble, can I extract out the top? Oh, I don't think always active. Okay, I can. Well, that's nifty. Extraction filter, channel green, signal color. So I guess these cables, these conduits, can also do a signal. So I wonder, just playing around with this a little bit, insertion filter. Oh, well that seems pretty cool. Insertion filter. So that's signal color. I wonder if I can change. Yes, I can. Well, that's nifty. Wow. These are really cool conduits. Um, so let me see. Let me put a couple of extra down here and get it over to this alloy smelter. And I'm just going to have this on furnace mode. Change this one. Oop. Come on. The box for this is really small. There we go. So that will extract on the brown channel, and it's not going to have a place to put it. So let me see what happens. Alright, so that pulled out the sand because green to green, and that converted to silicon. I should have probably started with a cobblestone. And that's always active. Oh, it's running. Let me come over here. Let me create one of these octadic capacitors, because this is really slow. Let me check to see if this one has one in there. This one has a double layer. Let me just put that back in the system and convert that one into an octadic as well. Ooh, electrical steel. So, let me see. How do I create electrical steel? It's going to be iron, coal, and silicon. Well, I got 2 silicon. Iron, coal. Let me clear that out. So these don't really need to worry about order. And let me come over here to my alloy one and throw these 3 in there. See if I can pull this out before it goes into the... Oh, that was fast. And those are just the normal input, whatever they're called. I'm not thinking straight right now. Let's see, octadic, electrical steel, that's right. I got completely sidetracked here. So let me grab that, put that in here, encode. So now I should be able just to throw this there. Let's see, is it still wanting one? Looks like it's crafting, and it's missing this particular silicon. I believe that I have the silicon here. How did I create this one? That's not it. There's a chance for it to drop that way. Yeah, I think I might change that to the other silicon. So let me craft one of those. And let me change alloys. Let me actually change the recipe for this. And that, if I if I clear it out and put this back in here, you can see that it comes up with the recipe it currently has. And all I have to do, if I mouse over here, you can, well, it doesn't say what kind of silicon, but I can click on encode, and it will stick with the one that I just added. So let me put this back in the interface. I think it got stuck. Let me see. Yeah, let me cancel that because it was still looking at the older recipe. Well, I already had one. Craft another. And it should be using the applied energistics silicon instead. Yeah. Good. That works out pretty well. I don't know if that's the cheaper way, but I think the only way to get this one is a percentage. Where it is. If you have some redstone ore just laying around, or if you do clay, is that 100%? That's a 40% chance of getting silicon. So not great, not good enough for me whenever I'm wanting to do ad hoc crafting. Alright, so let me run back over here, get this a little bit faster. There we go. Alright, so the cobble did complete. Try to get back on focus here. But this brown export channel is not working on this one. So if I come over here and I change this to brown, doop, there it goes. Awesome. That way we don't have to have tons of input and output lines. That is going to be great. Okay, so now this is needing to be exported or imported into the AE system. So let me rearrange some of my cables, figure out what I'm going to do with all of the different channels for incoming ores, and I will be back. Alright, so I decided to put the cables on the back, and the ender chest I'm just going to put right there. That way if I need to just drop off a bunch of stuff, it'll be able to get processed as well as put into the AE system. And I went ahead and created a extra sag mill and alloy smelter, and I am actually going to change this to furnace only because this is just ore processing. I'm not going to do any alloys with these furnaces. This is getting annoying. Let me get rid of this temporarily. But I decided I'm going to have the green channel with a blacklist, and this is what I had before in regards to the extra utilities item filter. I was able to put them in here, so this will blacklist my chunk loader and all of this other stuff. So that's cool. This is in extract mode. I made it so that it's always active, and this is on the green channel. So right now the green will go in the 2 sag mills, and I didn't well, let me see, what did I do on these? Okay, so I went ahead and put copper in the white list for this one and iron in this one because I just wanted to verify what would happen if I put any other kinds of ores in here, because I am not familiar with this mod at all. I'm still learning all of the other bits and pieces of it. So let me... Oh, before I go through that, I also have these with the brown channel for the extraction mode. And I can look in here, and the extraction is always active. I'm not doing any kind of signal, so I don't need to worry about that. And the alloy smelters for the furnace mode, these are going to have the brown as the insertion, and the extraction is on the blue channel on both of these. I don't have anything that's doing the blue channel. now that I'm thinking of it, I should probably just create a chest real quick. And I already have one, so let me grab this chest. Come over here, and let me just temporarily put it there. Put it underneath so I don't have to jump over it. What did I do with my item transfer conduits? Conduit. Did I run out? Okay. So let me actually create a pattern for that since I'm in here. Encode. Throw that in here because that's a normal crafting. Grab some conduits. Let me just grab, if I do 1, it'll still craft 8, so that's not too bad. There we go. Yeah, I don't know what I did with those. Oh, there they are. Losing my mind. Alright, so let me put these here for now. I might have to come down here. Yeah, this is still in extraction mode, so let me put this on insert mode on the blue channel. There we go. And close this back. Cool. So let me put a piece of gold in here. Let me see what it does. Technically, it shouldn't do anything. Cool. And if I put copper in here, I don't think it matters the order. And it processed it in there. Uh-oh. What is that gonna do? Ooh, I didn't even think of that. Ugh. I might have to... I don't know if you saw that, but whenever it processed the copper, it had multiple... I forgot that these have multiple returns, and it auto-smelted the stone. So what am I going to do about that? So I guess I get a little bit of gold back for copper, yeah. So let me see. Not sure what I'm going to do about that because I kind of need multiple extraction modes. Because I only want to smelt the primary item. I wonder if that's even going to be a problem. I might have to run this through and see what happens. See, now it's going to pull out the gold, and that didn't have any extra. So now I have the 3 gold. Let me run through several ore types and try to figure out this situation off camera, because experimentation's going to eat into the recording time. I might have to do something different in regards to the input-output channels, so I will be right back. Alright, so I didn't get too much accomplished. I did decide to try out these empowered item conduits. The ones that I was doing before was the item conduit, and that's just using the 3 pulsating iron nuggets, where this uses 3 full ingots. And I noticed, after I created some, they behave basically the same way, except the user interface has 2 rows of filters, so I could add quite a bit here. One thing that I did think of, for the way this is going to process, this might be a little on the complicated side. I might be overcomplicating it, but I'll probably go ahead and keep this in extract mode. Let me just double check. I don't have anything in there. And this is going to be always active, okay? And that's on the green channel. And I want, because the way I had it set up before, I was doing individual item filters on each one of these sag mills, and I think that was probably a poor choice because you might have majority iron and then only one of your sag mills is completely overloaded while the other one is not even operating. So let me change this one to in and out. So now what I want to do is change this. I did not bring any ores with me. Let me grab copper, and might as well grab the full stack of copper and iron. Just for now. I'll populate this with all of the other ore types. Anything that I want to be, I don't know what you would call it, since it's a sag mill. It's like pulverizer, you'd say pulverized, and macerator, macerated, but I guess milled? I don't know. So in here, I can set the insertion filter to these ores. So then this holding chest, if you will basically just hold all of the ores that we need to have processed. Okay? So now, extraction filter, let's say it's always active, and this is going to be on the brown channel. Okay? So now we know that ores are the only things that are on the brown channel. So if we were to change this one to in and out and change the insertion filter to be brown, now I don't have to add the ores to the whitelist of this. We'll just know that anything that's on the brown channel are going to be ores that can be processed. And now I can add the extraction filter to always be active, and let's put this one on the blue channel. Alright, and I need to repeat that for the other one, and this is going to be brown for the input. Oh, I didn't even change it. Brown and then blue, always active. Okay, so then run over here. These are also going to be in out, and these are going to be blue on the insert and extraction. I might just do green, and you'll see why I want to do green here in a second. So in out, insertion is what I choose, blue, and then green on the output. And that's going to be always active. Make sure I did that on here. Nope. Come on, always active. Okay. Alright, so here's my logic. Put stuff in here. Green will extract everything from the chest. Doesn't matter what it is. But this one is filtering on the green channel input for the ores. And then the ores are going to come out of the brown. There's no whitelist or blacklist on this one. And it will go into the insertion of the brown, which are the sag mills. Whenever they're done, it's going to output the blue channel. These smelters, make sure that they're on furnace mode, and these will take in using the insertion of the blue channel, and then everything that's coming out will be the green. But we know that the green coming out of these will never be ores. I mean, that would be weird if somehow we got the ore form back out after it was all processed. So that means that if we put this here, we should be able to change this to insert mode on the green channel, everything. I'm hoping that since the chest is closer, it will get the ores from it instead of the ores coming over here, because of the fact that I don't have any kind of whitelist or blacklist on that. But let me go ahead and throw some of these in here, and I'm hoping... Whoa, where'd they go? I should have checked the chest first. I'm not sure. if that went directly to this chest, or did they actually... Because these seem to be a lot faster. Okay, so this is stuck in here, so I might want to put a hopper or something onto the ender chest and just flood it with a ton of different ores and see if any of the ores will appear in this chest. Alright, so I threw a bunch of ores into the ender chest, and it looks like they all were able to make it into this diamond chest, and none of the ores came out over here. But let me see what would happen if I were to fill this up. I need... Well, actually, let me spread out the copper here, since I'm going to try this with iron. Oh, come on, don't pull from there. Okay, that's going to be a pain. Let me grab some cobble. And I do not have inventory space. And let's see what happens. Yeah, that's annoying. Let me try that. And let me put all of that iron in there. Hopefully it's... No, it's not. Yeah. Oh, man. Gonna have to figure that one out. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, because then... yeah, that's not what I was hoping for. Because if this chest were ever to become full, then the items coming in from the ender chest will immediately go into the backup. Probably won't ever actually be a problem. I couldn't imagine something dumping into the ender chest that is going to have so many ores that this will become completely full. So I might just leave it as is. There is a chance that these ores will get into the AE system, but I don't think I need to worry about that too much. If I were to just throw those back in there, they should all just appear in this chest. None of the ores in here, and wow, this is actually producing quite a bit just from the two different ore types. I did do lead, and that's why we see some silver in here, and I think the shiny ingots came from the lead as well. But it does look like this is going to work out. I can babysit it for a while just to make sure. My next plan is to get a dolly. The regular dolly, because I am not needing to move a spawner. And let me grab that, put it right there. And now I should be able just to pop that there. Hopefully this retained its information. It did not. That's unfortunate. So let me put this back on insert mode. And this all should be going into my AE system. All of the items being smelted. So if I come over here and look at copper, got 117, 120. So that is really nice. As mentioned in a previous episode, this does smelt, even though it's only filling up the one slot here with the dust. It's actually smelting 3 dust at a time. And it's hard to see because it's going so fast, because these empowered item conduits, they're pretty expensive. I'm not going to lie about that. One of these pulsating irons, well, it's actually not as expensive as I thought. Basically an ender pearl and iron for each one of these. So 3 ender pearls for 8 conduits. And these are just sand, gravel, and clay, so that's not too bad. But I think this is going to be a good working system. It empties everything out fairly quick. I should be able to put my pendant in there. Oh, that's right. I remembered that last minute, right before it pulled out. So let me grab my pendant and show you what I was thinking. Because of the fact that I didn't have a blacklist on the extraction mode from the ender chest, it went ahead and just pulled it into the default. So let me put a blacklist and just add the items that I don't want to ever get pulled out. And grab one of these. I think that's basically all I had was my pendant, chunk loader, and torches. Here we go. So now, assuming that I did it right, these will not get pulled out, but everything else should. And cobble should go directly into the ME interface. And that is so fast I wasn't able to see it. So I think we're good. I'm going to, between now and the next episode, I'm going to go ahead and add all of the other different ores. I don't think there's too many ores that I need to worry about. If anything, if I exceed the number of spots in the filter here, which is 10, all I have to do is basically come over here, add another cable, and I have the additional 10. So it's not that big of a deal, but I don't think there's more than 10. I could be wrong. And I should be able to, honestly, do this and set that to extract, always active, and that should be almost empty, and it is. Cool. I think that's going to end it for today because we have quite a bit done, and I think I'm getting pretty close to that wrapping up time. If you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button, and if you like the series, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. But for now, this is goodbye.